Welcome to my craft room. Yvonne here. I'm going to make these cards. This card is using the Gilded Autumn Suite in the new August to December mini catalog. And I'll show you where I got the idea. From page 44 of the catalog, you'll see. And I first cased this card, made it like this. And I loved that. That was gorgeous. But I was thinking, gee, I wanted to make a bunch of customer thank you cards, but that's a lot of designer series paper, and I didn't think I could make it stretch. But I came up with a better even idea. I took that card design and I turned it into a barn door card. Isn't that cute? It ended up using exactly the same amount of designer series paper, but I felt like I got a lot more mileage with the paper so customers could actually see the paper. So let's make this card. It's a gorgeous card, and I think once you do this design, you could make any kind of Christmas card, anything, and it's fairly simple. So this, I'll show you what you're going to need. You're going to need a sheet of Cinnamon Cider cardstock, one piece of 4 by 5 1/4 inch Very Vanilla, one piece of 2 inch by 5 1/4 Very Vanilla, 1 1/4 by 3 1/4 Early Espresso, and a scrap of vanilla for the sentiment. And then you're going to need 3 1.5 by 3 1/4 cut designer series paper. And don't panic, I will have all the sizes and information for you below. But to take a look at the Gilded Autumn Designer Specialty paper, it is gorgeous. And this is the reverse. And if you can see, it's got the copper and the gold reverses. Not sure what this pattern is, but it reminds me of stamped leather. And the reverse with autumn colors. And this is the same. I think this is copper and gold. It could be brass on the reverse of that. And this is the pretty paper with the reverse. And then one with pumpkins. Okay, and the browns in the back. So for this card, I am using this, and on this card, I was using, when I first started making these cards, this paper. But I'll show you how I mixed it up because I didn't quite have enough, and I want the sheet for another project. So I decided to color my own paper. So I'll show you how to do that. Okay, to make the barn door, you're going to cut at 4 1/4 by 11. And score it at 5 1/2. Okay, so now on this half of the card, see where the score line is? If you can see that. I'm going to put back in the trimmer, 5 1/2. And I'm going to cut down, I have to stand up for this, but I'm going to cut down 2 inches. Okay. Then I'm going to turn it, line this up 2 inches. And cut down to 5 1/2. There you go. And give this a nice clip-on folder. Okay. So on this piece 4 by 5 1/4, this is going to go inside. So I'm going to do some stamping first before I put this in. Now I know that this is going to fit like so. So I want to make sure that my sentiment is down below that halfway mark. Okay, so I'm going to use the Beautiful Autumn stamp set, and I'm going to use the Have a Beautiful Day, and I'm going to use this and this for the inside. Okay. And for the Cinnamon Cider, and for this leaf, I want to stamp it off once because it's a little dark. Okay, and using some Tombow. Okay, putting some Tombow on. Okay, so we'll put this on. And I hope I don't get my head in the way. Okay. Okay, for the next step, for the sentiment, the hey there, thank you. Okay, for the sentiment, on a scrap of paper, I'm going to stamp the thank you in Just Jade. And the hey there in Cinnamon Cider. There we go. Okay, to cut this out, I'm using the stitched rectangles dies, the rectangle stitch filament dies, this die here. The new Stamp Emboss machine. I'm going to place this about so. You can use washi tape or anything to help you center it. I just use some scrap pieces of that lift off Scotch tape, but you can use whatever. Okay. Whoops. Apologies for the wiggly table. Okay. Okay, and to finish this off, I'm going to use a Label Me Fancy punch, and see this here. It's great for cutting if you want to thread ribbon through, or a tag, or in this instance, I'm going to use it from. So I'm going to line it up just so I can see it. Hopefully it's straight, like so, pretty good. And same on this side. See that stitch line, and I just want to go past the stitch line. There we go. So your designer series paper, I've got one already started. It should be 1.5 inches wide by 3.5 long. I'll bring this down so you can see it. Okay, and then cut it again at 1 3/4. So you're cutting it in half. Okay, and this top and bottom. So same with this piece. Cutting it 1.5 inches wide. So you can see you can get a lot of cards out of just several strips of this paper. No, close. 1 3/4. and then 1 3/4. Okay, so on these pieces here, I want to put these on. I place it, so I'm going to put the top and the bottom so they match. I think it's pleasing to the eye. But I'm going to color these, and I'm going to use, I'm going to use dark Cinnamon Cider. And light Just Jade. Okay, top, bottom, these go. Not sure which one's the top or the bottom. No, it goes this way, I guess. Oh yeah, okay. Like so. The same with this one. Okay, so on the card, and I do these outer ones so that I can get my spacing right in the middle, so I don't get odd spacing. That's what I love about Tombow. You got a little bit of wiggle room there. Okay, so now for this piece here, you're going to want to temporarily glue it down, hold it down while you're putting these on, because you want to put your ribbon and stuff on later. So put it on a couple of Post-it notes so it won't wiggle on you. Okay. Okay, now take this off. The ribbon is this Basket Weave and Metallic Combo Pack, and it's a mint macaron. And about 7 1/4 inches. Okay, so put your ribbon through the sentiment. And I think there's a, yeah, I like this side better. I'm going to use this side. It's sort of hard to tell about this side. About center. I'm going to put this on. Okay, now on the back side of this, I'm going to use some Stampin' Seal Plus. I love this tape. It's awesome. It's a serious stick down, let me tell you. So I'm going to use my silicone mat. I'm going to lift this up. That's seriously going to stick down. Use some Stampin' Seal Plus here as well. I forgot, if you see any of this tape sticking out over the edge, just curl it in. Okay, there you go. There you go, voila, your card. Isn't that great? So what I did is I also, you can go ahead and your envelopes, I stamped the same thing with the leaf on the front of the envelope, vanilla envelope, and there you have your card. I hope you try this. Thanks for visiting my craft room. Bye for now.